bitch so bad, I wanna shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Don't listen to friends, they don't know what's best for you. I want you, shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you.
What is up, guys? My name is Mason Marquis. I'm with
Jackson Gamber.
This is the 10th episode
Yep.
of the Sports Key podcast. It's been a lot more than 10 weeks.
Yeah.
We say we're gonna get more consistent. It hasn't happened, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there one day. But this is episode 10, Game Changers. Today's episode, we're discussing Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
We're discussing the NFL with the first week coming up soon.
Yep.
Just a few days away. We're talking about the MLB.
Yep.
Shohei Ohtani is a big topic with his injury. And these are all guys that we're going to be talking about that are big game changers, so pretty fitting name for it.
Yep.
So we're going to go into the Champions League first, correct?
Yeah.
All right, I'll let Jack take it away.
But before we start, I want to say thank you for all the love that we got on the last video, because we almost hit one of our highest views compared to our other videos.
Yeah.
So,
Other than the first episode, this one is now our highest viewing one.
yeah.
And, that's partially on us. We have to start pushing our videos out more, posting more consistently, but definitely got a lot of more views than we have been, so we really appreciate that. Thank
Yep.
you guys. I'll let Jack take the floor now.
Okay, so we're starting off with Group A. So the groups were just picked today. It is Thursday, August 31st. So Group A looks like Bayern, Manchester United, Copenhagen, and Galatasaray. Now,
Wow.
obviously, there's two really good teams there, Bayern and Man United.
Yeah. You kind of got a feel for the...
Yeah, Copenhagen and Galatasaray really have no chance, in my opinion.
No, unless... anything can happen in any given game.
Yeah.
But, I'm pretty sure everyone would bet that it's going to be Bayern and Man United moving on.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Next group, Group B, is Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV, and Lens.
Okay.
That one, I feel like, is another kind of self-explanatory one.
Yeah, you'd assume it's going to be Sevilla and Arsenal moving forward.
Yes.
I wouldn't be too surprised. I think that Arsenal wins that group.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
100%.
surprised if PSV is able to steal a point from, maybe get a draw from Arsenal, depending if they play them last, and Arsenal already secured a spot. So I could see PSV and Sevilla, trying to fight that out for that last spot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a safe bet saying it's going to be Sevilla.
Yeah, Arsenal should easily walk through that group. It's really good for Arsenal. It looks like already that we're going to go to the round of 16.
Yeah, we
with
have
that
hope.
one.
I definitely hope we do.
So,
We'll see, though.
next group, another kind of self-explanatory one, but you never know. Group C is Napoli, Real Madrid, Braga, and Union Berlin.
All right, first off, the fact that Union Berlin is even in the Champions League right now is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you're playing teams like Real Madrid and Napoli, is there really that much hope?
Kind of, no.
I would say no. And as we all know, it's the hope that kills you. So
Yeah.
I
Real
think
Madrid,
that's pretty obvious.
yeah, Real Madrid should easily take number one in that group, but Napoli also do look really good. They have Osimhen, they have...
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if either one of those teams gets first, but I can say with almost 100%, like,
yeah, Real Madrid
it's going to be
should
Real
walk
Madrid
through that group.
and Napoli.
Especially with Jude Bellingham, he's made a huge impact on that midfield. So,
And he's still so young, it's amazing.
ooh, hold on. Check this out. Oh, wow.
This guy. You can't trust him to do anything. Even just read some teams off a screen.
Okay. In Group D, this is when it really starts to kick off. Not the best group yet, but Group D, Benfica, Inter Milan, RB Salzburg, and Real Sociedad.
Sociedad?
Mm-hmm.
See, now this one, like you said, it's not the best teams, but
Yeah.
this is one that I can't tell you what two teams are going to move on.
Mm-hmm.
I'd assume it's going to be Inter and Real Sociedad, but Salzburg is really good. I don't know too much about Benfica.
Yeah, Benfica, honestly, I was going to say Inter and Benfica
Oh.
to go on. Just because Benfica, they look really well. I honestly think they can make a pretty good impact this year. You know, they always play really well, no
Yeah.
matter what all those Portugal teams do.
Yeah, I honestly haven't heard of Benfica. I'm not the biggest football guy. I'm learning,
Yeah.
but I haven't learned about them yet.
Okay, Group E, another kind of semi-simple one, is Feyenoord, Atletico Madrid, Lazio, and Celtic. It should be really self-explanatory for Atletico and Lazio to come out of this group. Celtic and Feyenoord, two really even teams.
give me
in my
Celtic.
opinion. What? No.
Celtic over Lazio.
Well, Lazio just made the signing of Guendouzi, which is a great signing. Ex-Arsenal midfielder. Pretty young, too. He doesn't have a whole lot of experience, but he's been from team to team. Just came from Olympique Marseille. I think that's a great signing for them. I think he'll do really well in their midfield and fits their system pretty well. You also have Ciro Mobile up there. They just lost Milinkovic-Savic, so with Guendouzi stepping into that midfield role, I think they'll definitely perform really well this year.
I'm good. I mean, I like Celtic.
Why though? You can't name one player on Celtic.
They were my boyhood club in FIFA.
Okay.
When I started a career, they signed me. They were my first club.
All right, I want you to listen to this one. The hardest group. Group F. PSG,
Ooh.
Dortmund, Milan, and Newcastle.
Okay. How will PSG look without Messi and Neymar? Is the question.
Exactly. So obviously they still have Mbappe. This just looks like such a hard group, but it's such an entertaining one at the same time.
Give me genuinely. I think that Messi and Neymar did so much for PSG, and people kind of didn't realize. You know, I think they're still going to win their league easily, but I think that Dortmund and Milan are going to come out of this one.
Wow. I can see.
And Newcastle's just too young for me right now.
Yeah. So Newcastle, this is like their first time in a long time or ever being in the Champions League. I realistically just can't see Newcastle making it through.
Right.
I'd say PSG and AC Milan. I think that's realistic for me. I think Dortmund will just scrape under AC Milan.
Dude, but we're gonna see. I think that in those games we're really gonna see how much of a difference Messi and Neymar made. Then PSG, they also lost one of their center backs, right? I could be completely wrong about that.
I'm not sure. I'd have to fact check that.
I'm not 100% sure, so don't take me on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, give me Milan and Dortmund.
Okay.
I'm feeling good about that, actually.
Okay. Group G, let's be honest, self-explanatory. Man City, RB Leipzig, Crvena Zvezda. I'm not really sure if I said that right. I'm not even sure where that is. I think that is a Czechoslovakian team.
Looks like it. And the young boys.
Yeah,
Your boyhood club.
Yeah. So, let's be honest, it's Leipzig and Man City coming out of that one. I don't even need to...
Nah, bro, but Man
Say
City
anything
low-key
else?
sucks, don't they?
No. They
Okay.
just made 2 new signings.
Dang it.
Mateus Nunes, one being from Wolverhampton, and Jeremy Doku from... I can't remember. Strasbourg, I believe, from the French league.
Yeah, but... Nah.
Okay, Group H, another self-explanatory one. Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Antwerp. Now, so Barcelona obviously is going to finish top, but this is going to be a 3-way battle, in my opinion, for second.
This is the first time I've heard of any of those teams, all 3 of those bottom teams that you just named, First time I heard of any of them.
So FC Porto is a team in Portugal.
I assumed that was gonna be a
Shakhtar Donetsk. What's your guess for that one?
guess. Sounds like a Russian team, but
Actually, complete opposite. Ukraine.
okay. Really, you know what? Saying complete opposite. They're right next to each other. They speak pretty much the same language. Antwerp. Antwerp.
Mhm.
Oh, that sounds like they're kind of Dutch.
Mm-mm.
No,
Try again. You're onto something.
am I on the right track? I don't know where to go from Dutch.
Guess the country.
Denmark.
Mm-mm.
Um,
The country starts with one of the first 3 letters of the alphabet.
there's a country that starts with B. Belgium.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got ball knowledge.
This is going to be a really fun and entertaining group, in my opinion. Barcelona going to scrape by, get some big wins over these 3 teams.
Gonna scrape by.
Or not scrape by. They're going to,
Fly by.
fly by. And,
One of these 3 teams is gonna scrape by.
yeah, one of these
I mean,
3 teams is going to win, but I think it's going to be an uphill battle for all of them. Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Antwerp
if I'm being
are
completely
really
honest,
even.
Porto I feel like probably has the best chance.
I was going to say Shakhtar Donetsk.
See, I'm just thinking because all of the Portuguese teams are so good. I feel like they're coached so well.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't be surprised, going into that if they'll be more prepared than the other teams.
Mhm.
But I've never heard of any of them, so we'll find out.
All right. Now moving on from Champions League, we're going to. I'm going to give you the phone,
Whoa.
and you are going to give me 6 strikers.
All right, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I might pronounce some of these incorrect. Jack went with me through all of the pronunciations,
Mhm.
but I've already forgotten. So,
Wow.
wish me luck. All right. Is this a blind rank? Well, you would know who all of them are. Right?
Yeah,
So,
I know who all of them are. I'm gonna rank them 1 through 6 at the end.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic,
Yep.
Fernando Torres,
Yep. Come on.
Robert Van Persie,
Yep.
Samuel Eto'o,
Mhm.
Sergio Aguero.
Yep.
I just added
I
the
can see which one you're struggling on.
yeah.
Didier.
Didier Drogba.
Yep.
There we
You
go.
had the accent on and everything.
All right, name those 1 through 6.
Okay, can you turn the phone so I can see the, turn and scroll down? Okay. Now, this is a really hard one because all these strikers are world class. Now, all with major accomplishments. But I think just one compared to the others is just really drastic. And I'm going to put Fernando Torres at 6.
Oof. I honestly agree with that.
Great Liverpool striker, but when we're talking Premier League striker, let's be honest, none of these players even touch Luis Suarez all time. Okay, so, and Fernando Torres is a Liverpool striker, so I'm gonna go number 2.
Number 5, I mean.
Or number 5, yeah. Number 5, I know this one might make some people upset, might piss some people off. But at number 5, I'm going to go Sergio Aguero. For me, now, Sergio Aguero was the perfect Man City striker. But you take Man City away from Sergio Aguero, he's not as good as he is. You saw that he didn't really do too good at Barcelona. So, yeah, Sergio Aguero, number 5 for me. Number 4, God, I rate all of these strikers so highly, and this is a really hard one to do now.
Yeah, he wrote down these names. He had so much time to plan out his list.
Yeah, but I just didn't want to because of this. Number 3. Oh,
Number 4.
no. Oh, number 4? Oh, number 4. Number 4, I think I might have to go. Oh my gosh. This is so hard.
You gotta pick one of them. You gotta pick one of them here.
I don't want to do it, but I think I might have to.
No, you do have to.
Number 4, Robert Van Persie.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I know that's not really a big one. Like, that is... what I meant is, that's not really, like, one people would side with, but I just, in my opinion, I cannot put... I'm thinking of all these... Actually, no. Number 4, Didier Drogba. Number 3, Robert Van Persie.
Ooh. Down to the last two. Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Number 2...
And Samuel Eto'o.
Number 2, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Number 1, Samuel Eto'o. Samuel Eto'o just had something that none of these players could touch for me.
So the only hard part for you was that the 3-4 spot.
Yeah. Between Didier Drogba and Robert Van Persie, they're both here, but I think that Robert Van Persie's a little bit better.
So your list went, correct me if I'm wrong, Samuel Eto'o.
Number 1.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yep.
Robert Van Persie.
Yep.
Didier Drogba.
Yep.
Sergio Aguero.
Yep.
And Fernando Torres last.
Yep. I think that's respectable. I think that's a really good list.
I'm fairly confident that we're going to make this into a TikTok.
Yeah.
You guys seem to hate Jack whenever he has any opinions.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what the comments say about this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll agree with you for once, but probably not.
All right. Here. So. So as you know, it is deadline day today, and that means that some new signings are kicking off. I'm sure if I looked at Fabrizio's Instagram right now, that there would be more. But here are some of the most recent and bigger ones that happened. So number 1, Ansu Fati. He's a left winger for Barcelona. He went to Brighton on loan. Now, I think this is a bad decision, not on the side of Barcelona, because they don't really play Ansu Fati that much, but on the side of Brighton, because they have Matoma at left wing, who just, like, absolutely bosses their team and is a great leader, maybe even future captain for Brighton, if he stays there long enough. But yeah, I just can't see Ansu Fati. I just don't think it's smart for Ansu Fati to come there and really make an impact.
Well, I mean, they could always switch his position. Like, a player like Christian Pulisic, he can play right wing or left wing.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, he more plays on the left side, right?
Yeah.
But, he could play right if you need him to.
Yeah.
So, maybe they're trying to do something like that, but I understand what you're saying with that.
Okay, that was a loan, so there's no real price on that. Next one is, some people are calling him a snake for this. Romelu Lukaku, he's a striker at Inter Milan, and he just went to AS Roma, otherwise known as just Roma, for a loan. What do you think of this?
Well, does he really have a choice? Like, can't the team just decide that they want to loan him?
Well, it's also his decision too.
But, like, how much of it is his decision versus, like, the team?
If he wants to go, he can go. If he doesn't want to go, he doesn't have to.
He can just straight up decide?
Yeah.
Well, all right. If I'm him and the team calls me and they're like, Roma wants to loan you this year, and if Inter Milan was okay with doing it, then clearly they don't value him as much.
Yeah.
So him doing this, I feel like, really isn't that serious, and he's only on loan. His home club is still Inter Milan, so he's still with them technically.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's really a snake move. Are they big rivals?
They're relatively big rivals, yes.
I mean, it was up to the team and it was up to him, so I can't really say he's a snake because of doing it.
Okay. Next up is Cole Palmer He is a left mid for Man City. He's very young. I believe he's 20 years old, and he's made a really good impact on Man City. He got their only goal in the Community Shield, and he did really well in the Under-21s World Cup. Or Under-21 Euros, sorry. I think he had a lot of potential at Man City, but he went to Chelsea for $45 million, which we all know what they do.
Hey,
They waste players' potential.
but you get the bag. You get the money. We just filmed a TikTok. We're not sure if we're posting it yet. And the first thing you did was took the money.
Yeah.
He took the money. Can you
That's
blame
a
the
game.
guy?
That's a game. It's not real
Nah, bro. This is
life.
real life.
I don't
And
know.
he took the money. I don't blame him. And Chelsea's really not a bad club still.
Mhm.
Like they're gonna win. They're not maybe not a lot of games, but they're gonna win games.
Mhm.
They were in the Champions League only a few years ago. They won the Champions League only a few years ago. They're not a bad team, and maybe he thinks that he could be one of the members of the team that brings them back to glory.
Gotcha.
So, I respect him for doing it.
Okay.
Get the money.
Next one is João Cancelo, another one that leaves Man City. First, he went to Bayern Munich on a loan, and then he came back, and now he's going to Barcelona on a loan.
Okay.
So now there are outs of a left back, but they have a lot of depth in that area, so they'll probably play a Kanji in that left back, and they don't really have too much problems without João Cancelo, so it doesn't really affect the Man City team, but I think it's really going to make a good impact on Barcelona because João Cancelo is very world class.
Yeah, he definitely is, and like you said, he was on loan just last season.
Yeah,
So
to Bayern Munich.
So him going on loan, it helps Man City.
Yeah.
Because because Barcelona is going to be paying them a bunch of money and paying João Cancelo.
Mhm.
So it works out really well for Man City.
One that you probably didn't know about. Folarin Balogun left Arsenal to go to AS Monaco, the American boy, for 39.5 million British pounds.
English British pounds.
Yeah, well-
First time I ever heard of that. Smart move.
Smart move, yeah.
He
honestly.
wasn't gonna get any time at Arsenal.
Mhm.
He was just on loan a year ago.
Yeah.
And when he wasn't on loan, he wasn't getting any playing time. He proved that he could be class. Like he can play at such a high class.
Mhm.
He was one of the top scorers in the French league, right?
Yes.
So
Like third, I think.
this is really his opportunity to go out and prove that he could be one of the best strikers.
Yeah.
Wherever he is. So yeah, I think it's a really smart move by him, knowing he's not going to get playing time.
Mm-hmm.
And can prove how good of a player he can really be.
Okay, I have two questions about this one specifically. He was at Stade Reims, a French team, and now he's going to AS Monaco, which is, one of the similar size as Stade Reims. So like, do you see that as sort of snaky, or what do you depict of that?
He was on loan.
Mm-hmm.
He was sent to this club, he was on loan, and then you can weigh your options and decide where you want to go. Do we even know if Reims offered him an actual contract?
I don't think so. Which, honestly, why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they? But, maybe they thought he was too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
If they're a similar sized club, what other players do they have that are taking up that money?
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to look out for another loan player, like another player that they can bring in on loan. But a player switching teams, to me, isn't snaky.
Yeah.
Unless, it's one of your biggest
Yeah.
rivals,
Like-
like Kevin Durant.
Or, like, say if someone from Inter went to AC Milan or Arsenal to Tottenham.
Or even
Vice versa.
Arsenal to Man City at this point. Like, Arsenal came
Yeah.
in second in the league, and part of the reason is we lost 4-1 away towards the end of the season. and then say Saka went to Man City, that would be a snaky move.
Gotcha.
But, you know, switching clubs to me just it doesn't make you a snake unless you're huge rivals. You've been at it for years.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and he was on loan, so it is what it is.
All right. Another question, or not question, sort of like a fun fact. Did you know that is our record transfer fee of getting rid of someone, of selling someone? That is our record, $39 million.
See, it seems like it's like a kind of a bad thing. Like you don't have good enough players where other teams want them, but I'd see it as a good thing because you have players like Saka who are so world class, and he wants to stay. You know, he doesn't want to go to different clubs. So I think that's a good thing, honestly. You know, when Thierry Henry was there, he said he would never play for Tottenham even if they paid him triple. So I think it just shows the culture at Arsenal.
Yeah,
Players love being there. So
gotcha.
I think it's a good thing.
All right. We have 3 more things left for soccer. We can hit this one real quick. Our main man Pulisic has started this season incredibly well with 2 goals in 2 games for AC Milan, one of which being a top left banger.
Pandemic Pulisic is back, baby.
How do you think he will do the rest of this season?
I think he's gonna play very similar to how he started. Like, you know, he seems much happier.
Yeah.
And we see it with different sports. When a player's happy, they play better. You know, he's not going to score in every game, but you know, I could see him finishing with 15 to 20 goals this year.
Wow. Okay.
And being a winger, he's going to get a lot of assists as well, hopefully. So, does he have any assists right now?
I don't think so. No.
I could see him finishing with, again, like 20 assists around. So, a 2020 season is pretty good.
Yeah, very.
But he started out hot, and he's going to continue it. He's just that guy.
Those are high hopes, especially for Christian.
He's the GOAT. What can I say? I love him. And they're going to be able to play in a lot of matches. Like, when I say 2020, it's not just going to be from their regular season. It's also going to be from the Champions League.
Yeah.
And do they play in any other league?
I think it's just international cups and stuff.
Yeah, so he's going to play in other games. So I think 2020 is going to be possible. He's going to have to play at a high level, but I think he can do it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Maybe not that high standards, but I can definitely back Pulisic in doing well in this upcoming season. He's a very overlooked player. Every time he'd come on for Chelsea, he would have some sort of impact on the game.
Dude, I love that guy.
Goal, assist, anything, great pass, pre-assist, something. He was always there,
and he was always ready.
Exactly. Very overlooked and overhated, in my opinion, and should be in a lot of people's opinions. Okay, moving on. So on Saturday we have one of the big derbies that one of the second derbies in my opinion. One of the bigger matches. First we had Chelsea-Liverpool. Now this weekend we have Arsenal versus Man United. Now, as Arsenal fans, obviously we think Arsenal is going to win, but Anthony Taylor...
Did I say that?
Okay. What is your take on this match upcoming at the Emirates?
No, I mean Arsenal is gonna win it, but you know I didn't tell you I thought that.
Okay.
You can't just assume.
All right.
But yep, Arsenal win in 2-0.
2-0. Goal scores.
Trossard is gonna come on.
Okay.
And score a late goal.
Uh-huh.
But I think that Saka's just gonna have a good run and open up the scoring early in like the 12th to 15th minute.
Okay.
And
I like that.
Just, you know, it's gonna be a game that is very defensive, and it's just gonna be a player just going on a run at a perfect time. I don't think there's gonna be too much passing in the box.
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be you get lucky that a guy gets open at the right time, hit him on a run, 1-on with the goalie. I'll take my chances with Saka.
Okay. Eddie hat trick. No, I'm kidding. Eddie Nketiah is okay. So I don't think he's going to start. A lot of people do think he's going to start, but I think he might not start, and I think that we might take the risk of playing Gabriel Jesus the first 45 and then Eddie finishing the game, because he does a lot well with finishing games rather than starting them, although he does score in every situation that he gets.
Now, here's my question. Who do you think the better player is, Gabby Jesus or Eddie Nketiah?
Me personally, I think there's situations where Gabby Jesus is better. I think Gabby Jesus is extremely better technically and can move off the ball and play make at the same time. But I think Eddie Nketiah's finishing is just clinical and there when we need it.
So if you could have one player for the whole 90 minutes, like there's no subs, only one of them can play, would you rather have Eddie Nketiah in, or would you rather have Gabby Jesus in?
Gabby Jesus.
Okay. So then me personally, like with what you're saying, I would rather have Nketiah start the game.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can come out and score a goal, and we have a lead, and then you don't have to put Gabby Jesus in.
Yeah.
But if Gabby Jesus, if you genuinely think he's better, and we'd rather have him on the field, if you're losing or it's tied late in the game, then you can put him in and give you a better chance. Or, you can sub Gabby Jesus in for Martinelli, just to give you that extra attacker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say I would start Eddie, just because if you guys are winning, if we're winning, then you don't have to risk putting Gabby Jesus in since he's coming back from injury.
Yeah. I think Eddie Nketiah gets as well, just like Pulisic, hated way too much. People saying for him to leave the club is really outlandish.
See, I haven't heard much hate on him ever.
Like, go to any Arsenal post comments. I'm telling you, they just rip him apart.
I'll have to check it out when we're done filming.
Exactly, especially back when we had Balogun, people saying how much we should be playing Balogun over Nketiah.
Well,
That's
in all
ridiculous.
fairness, Balogun was the third highest scorer in the French league.
I'm taking Eddie Nketiah over Balogun every single day of the week, even as an American.
Bro,
I'm taking Eddie Nketiah.
No. Don't talk to me anymore.
Eddie Nketiah.
You're doing the rest of the podcast.
So he just got his first England call up, which is huge for him as a 23-year-old. Come on.
It's on you now.
All right. So, yeah, I think... So, Arsenal, in my opinion, realistically should take this game. And I really don't see any reason for Man United to even come close to winning.
I did hear somewhere that Casemiro was day-to-day with an injury. Is that true?
Yeah, he's been really close to injury. And Raphael Varane is out for injury for that game they're starting today.
Okay. Oh, I see. I wasn't 100% sure about that.
Casemiro is injury prone, though, right now. He's prone.
Will he be starting?
Probably.
All right. So, but him being,
Zinchenko, injury prone.
But Zinchenko's just him.
Same thing with Saliba. He's also injury prone.
Saliba's just not him.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Saliba fan.
Is him.
I'm not a big Saliba fan. I said it.
How, though?
I'm going to be honest. Every time I go for a slide tackle on FIFA, he gets a yellow.
Well, he... No,
I'm sorry.
Judge it off of FIFA.
I have to. That's all I know. That's all I know is FIFA.
All right. One more thing about this game. Anthony Taylor is reffing this game, who literally lives in Manchester and is said to be a Manchester United fan. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah, because I think that regardless of who the ref is, I feel like the officiating crew has to put bias aside and just...
But they could not.
I think it would be quite obvious, and I think that, I don't think he would risk his job to see Man United win one game.
You never know.
Because, no, I genuinely don't think it would happen. Alright, so Jack is now pulling up a video for him and I to watch. We'll put the video in here so you guys can view it as well. This is Ivan Toney, correct? Talking on his situation.
Yes.
All right.
So this is a video of Ivan Toney talking about his recent ban.
I'm going to go turn the volume up so that we can actually hear what he's saying.
Okay. So, this is here. You want me to wait to say it?
No, you're good. You're good.
No, I'm still gonna wait.
All right.
It's gonna look better for the TikTok. So this is Ivan Toney talking about his recent ban from the Premier League because of his sports betting, and yeah, let's
Say it
see
away.
what he says.
My knowledge of betting on football, I don't think I recall once somebody coming and just giving a talk on their experience betting. Not, you can't bet on football, so it wasn't like I shouldn't be betting on this, shouldn't be betting on that. I think the bets that were on my team to lose when I'm not playing, majority of those would be bets that I know about personally. I think I didn't do, but I still took responsibility of them.
What do you think of that? He said.
What does he mean by he didn't do?
I mean, hold on. Let's keep watching.
I'm not paying. Majority of those were within the bets that I know about personally. I think I didn't do, but I still took responsibility of them for them, so the whole process could get cleared up.
And you don't know about some of these bets, you're saying, because you did them through somebody else.
Yeah,
And you did them through somebody else because you knew you were allowed to, right?
it wasn't through that. I knew I wasn't allowed to. It was that I didn't want my parents seeing what I'm doing with my money. The clubs.
How old is he?
He's mid-20s.
Bro.
So he said some of the bets were done through someone else, and he said that it wasn't because of
I feel like that's straight cap.
him not wanting to. It was because
Or he said that it's not because he didn't know he wasn't allowed, like, not because he knew he wasn't allowed to,
yeah,
but because he didn't want his parents to see.
yeah.
Bro,
that's
if you're in your mid-20s, you know, gambling is allowed at 18 over there. If you're in your mid-20s, your parents should not, one, shouldn't have
Yeah.
access to see what you're betting on, what you're doing with your money. Two, they shouldn't have any right to say what you can and can't. You know, you're making millions of dollars being a footballer.
exactly.
Betting a few $100,000 for him is nothing.
Exactly.
But, I don't know, that seems like cap to me. Let's keep watching.
All right.
I've been at the beginning of every season though. They'll have somebody come in, but not actually tell you what you can and what you can't bet on.
What would that person say? They just like broad.
To their experiences on betting, they come in and say, "This is me betting," and then I've lost this much. I've confessed. So if you think about betting, don't do it. So it wasn't like you can't be betting on football, but just his experiences of going through a gambling stage.
Well, I feel like it's quite obvious that you can't bet on...
Yeah.
Like, even if no one has told you that, it's so obvious, and, like, it's been something that every sport, that's the way it just is.
Exactly.
And there's been other footballers that have gotten in trouble for it
Mm-hmm.
in recent memory, like, right before what happened to him.
Yeah.
Maybe not even in soccer. Like, I could be wrong about that, but I know
There has been.
in the Americas, you know, there has been. South America, I know there was a guy, I can't remember his name, but he got caught betting against his team while he was playing, and he was throwing games on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, come on, he
Yeah,
knew.
like-
he knew.
Yeah, his whole excuse was like that no one came in and told him directly, but like how much, like you're a Premier League.
You're a
footballer.
mid-20-year-old, you should know.
Exactly, you should know what is and isn't allowed without someone having to tell you to be able to know to not do it or not.
Now, do you think that was his excuse as well to the league when, like, he was confronted and they were doing their investigation?
I don't know. I mean, it could been, but I hope not.
Like, if
Or
I'm-
else they
if I'm
probably
being-
would have gave him more time.
If I'm being honest, if someone walked up to me and gave me that excuse, they're banned from football for life. If they're upfront and honest and said, yeah, I was betting,
Mhm.
they're like, here's all my betting logs. I didn't bet against my team at all. I bet for my team when I was playing. I tried my best still. 1 year. But the fact that he's blaming it on the fact he didn't know, that's BS. Be real. He knew.
Well, he didn't even get a year. He got an 8-month suspension,
Which is how long?
which
That's the length
was-
of the season.
which was back in June. So he realistically should be back around. What's 8 months from June? June, July, August, September, October, November, December,
February.
January. Yeah, February. So yeah, he should be back around February.
I don't know. Well, when's the Premier League season end?
May.
Okay, so he has like
He's-
a month to get in
yeah.
shape. I don't know. I doubt he'll play at all this year, realistically.
I think Brentford might need it. So, yeah.
The only way he plays is if they're in danger of getting relegated.
I can't see that happening.
No, me either. That's what I'm saying. I genuinely don't think that he will play this year unless they're in danger of getting relegated and they need him to come back.
Gotcha.
Because I think it would also be a little bit of a bad look for Brentford letting him come back so
Yeah.
early. But he's going to be out of shape. He's not supposed to do any football activity.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Are you ready to move on to the MLB?
yeah, I want you to throw questions at me left and right.
Okay, so obviously this one is more of Mason's forte. So is the next thing with we're going to go into the NFL after this. So this is more your forte and your stuff. So I'm going to be asking the questions.
All right.
Okay, so Shohei Ohtani just tore his UCL.
Right. For the second time. I don't know
Yeah,
if you knew that.
the second time. Now he can't pitch, but he can still hit,
Right.
which is kind of weird to me. But
Well, it's all about the muscle in your
uh-huh.
elbow and your shoulder. The way, like, it's just a different motion.
Yeah.
Because it was the same thing with Bryce Harper. It was the same injury,
Uh-huh.
and he was raking in the playoffs last year. So, same thing with him.
Where do you think he will go when he enters free agency, or do you think he may even stay at the Angels?
I can tell you 100% he's not staying with the Angels. He talks about how he liked LA, and I know he wants to win the World Series.
Yeah.
That's been one of his goals. He said that he wants to play for a winner, so he could go to the Dodgers. But the Dodgers don't need much power,
Yeah.
and that's all he's going to be able to provide next season. He's extremely fast. I can see him he's going to go to a big market team. Someone like the Yankees, someone like the Astros, a team that can throw money at him. But there could be a couple sleeper teams because of the UCL injury, he's not going to be able to pitch for a whole year.
Yeah.
And how good will he be pitching when he gets back? I could see the Phillies throwing some money out there. Not saying it'll happen, but he's going to have a lot of options.
Okay.
My best bet right now would probably be the Dodgers.
So rank 3 teams. Give me 3 teams. 1 being most likely, 3rd being,
Least likely out of
yeah,
those 3.
Least likely.
Dodgers are the most likely to me.
Runner up, and then the runner up to the runner up, I guess.
Third place.
Yeah.
I'd say the Yankees are probably number 2. They still have so many pieces that they could win a World Series very soon. It wouldn't be a surprise to me. And then 3rd would probably be the Astros. They have unlimited money, it feels like, and they're just so freaking good, and I know he wants to win a World Series. So that's probably my top 3 teams. But the Phillies, I wouldn't be surprised if the Phillies throw an offer to him.
Where do you
We're spending
think-
some money now.
Phillies sit on that list.
Probably like 6, 7. The Mariners, they don't have a ton of money, but they are a young team that has a lot of pitchers already, so there won't be too much pressure on him to come back.
Okay.
So, Mariners are up there. The Rangers are looking good. Another team that has a lot of money.
Yeah.
The Braves, because he wants to win. Maybe he's willing to take a little bit of a pay cut to go win. Now, I do have a question for you before we move on from this.
Okay.
With his UCL injury, like you said, he cannot pitch, but he can hit.
Yeah.
If you're him, do you continue hitting the rest of the season, or do you get the season-ending surgery today so that you can come back and pitch sooner and even come back and hit sooner like Harper did at the end of the World Series?
I'm definitely stopping today. I think the Angels, realistically, what's their record right now?
I think they're 12 games under 500. They're not in the They're not in the playoff race anymore.
So they're not even close. Like, it's not going to happen.
Right now on I forget what the website name is, but they have a 1.0002 chance.
Yeah. So I think
When I checked yesterday, it's what it was.
So yeah, I think that speaks
for itself.
Yeah, I think that he should drop out right now. Go get that surgery and get fixed up right as soon as he can, just so he can, make sure that he's set for next season and for whoever he's gonna play for.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Harper got the surgery right after the World Series. It was like a week after the World Series, and he came back about 2 months into the year.
Yeah.
Into the season. The World Series isn't happening for another 2 months. So if Shaiho got his surgery now, he might be able to come back to hit day one, or maybe only a couple weeks into the season, which could help his future team a lot. And you don't want to risk getting hurt even more if you're him, because his $500 million contract with that injury just went down to 400 mil at most.
Yeah.
So to save yourself, Shaiho, please get the surgery for yourself, not for me.
Okay. Moving to another thing about Shohei Ohtani. Right now, he's ranked second in power hitter rankings. That was by the MLB.
Right.
Right behind Mookie Betts. Do you think this is true or no?
See, I don't know how they do their power hitting rankings. Like if it takes into the amount of home runs, amount of at bats. Like if it takes anything with their batting average. But if it was straight power, I think the obvious answer is Schwarber number one. If it was, and I'm being serious, off a strict power,
he wasn't even in top 10.
So I don't know what index they use to decide this.
I think it just means like power is in like the top charts, like the top as in.
Yeah, so there's just their power ranking.
Yeah, like not really anything to do with.
Okay, not straight power. Misunderstood.
Harper was 7.
And I think that's a good spot for Harper. Because he started out the season slow, he's getting back into form. I would probably put Shaiho number 1, right over Mookie, but Betts does have a lot more doubles. He's a lot fast. Well, not a lot faster. I think Ohtani might be faster, but Mookie just is doing it, and he's 30. He's still just playing at such a high level, and he's been doing it for so long that I think the 1 spot isn't a bad idea for him, but it's really a coin flip. Either one I can't be mad at.
Gotcha.
I would put Ohtani number 1 though, as of today.
Okay. Bryce Harper. 300 home runs.
300.
How do you think he will do the rest of the season? And the Phillies in general, how do you think we're going to do the rest of the season?
I think it's quite clear to see how we're going to do. Strictly off of the way we played in August, we hit the more home runs this month than any month in our team's history. I think it was like 60 total. Absolutely amazing. 8 of them or 9 of them came from Harper. And if you told me at the beginning of this month he was going to hit 300 career home runs this month, I would think you're out of your mind. But the team is doing it every single night. This last game against the Angels, we kind of sold. But we've gone behind. The other team's the first to score in like 10 out of the last 11 games, and we've won 9 of those games. If we get ahead, we don't usually let up. We will keep our foot on the gas pedal, and a big reason of that is Bryce Harper. He's just playing at such a high level. He's back out in the field more, playing first. I think we're good. I think we're winning the whole fucking thing. Trey is him right now.
Yeah, Trey is definitely made up for himself.
He's coming in at the right time. His bad season, his bad start to the season, if the Phillies win a World Series, will be completely forgotten. If not, it might have already been forgotten. When Trey Turner steps up at the plate, do you think to yourself, this is an out?
I used to.
But what do you think today?
No,
Current day, if he came up, you'd be like, this ball is either going out of the stadium.
I think it's 75-25.
In the month of August, he's batting like 420. He's hitting out of his mind. The whole team is. We're winning the World fucking Series. Only player we need to step up is JT, and he's still doing it defensively, and I'm not mad.
Yeah.
We're winning the World Series. I don't care what you say. I don't care what anyone says. Who's beating us? The Braves.
The Astros.
The Braves, they suck. The
Astros could beat us.
The Astros, bro, More like Gastros.
That's not an argument for anything.
To me, it is. No, I think we're winning the whole fucking thing. We're playing at too high of a level.
I just can't see it happening. We're fighting for the wild card spot.
We're not even fighting
right
for the
now.
wild card spot anymore. We're 5 games up on the closest team.
And it's not like that isn't. There's only like 5 games left. We still got a good amount of time to play. In the
Yeah, but
season.
that means we can lose 5 games and we would still have the number 1 wild card spot. We're now 9 games up on the second place wild card team, which means we could lose 9 games and we'd still have the second wild card. I'm not scared. We're making the World Series. You saw what happened last year. We were fighting for a wild card. We were fighting for the last wild card
But
spot.
this isn't last year.
But what I'm saying is last year, we didn't even know if we would make the playoffs. We were fighting for the last wild card spot going into the last series against the Astros. And Aaron Nola went out and threw 7 1/3 perfect game. The team gets it done when we need to, and we just had a little bit of a fold on the last series last year, but it's not happening this time. We're winning the World Series. We've seen the Braves too many times to lose to them. We've seen the Astros last year. We are a better team this year. We have better players. Trey Turner's playing out of his mind. Bryson Stott might be the best second baseman in the league. Alec Bohm is playing like the best third baseman defensively, and he's hitting absolute bombers.
Yeah.
Schwarber bombs, they're happening back to back now. This team is electric. Rojas is one of the best defensive center fielders in the league, and he's a rookie. Get him more reps. Once it comes playoff time, he's going to lay down some bunts, get some hits. Garrett Stubbs, if he has to come in, we're winning the World fucking Series. I rest my case.
I think it's a bold statement. I'm a Phillies fan. I love the Phillies, but I don't know. It's just really
Who's beating us?
like You just said like the Dodgers had potential and all these teams have
The Dodgers need to go out and get more players to win the World Series this year. The Dodgers are great until it comes playoff time. They lose in the playoffs every year. They've won 1 World Series in recent memory, and it was 2020. It was pandemic year. Don't even count to me. Just saying.
I actually don't agree with that because any team that wins a trophy during the pandemic year should be, in my opinion, built up upon rather than looked down upon.
I wouldn't say they should be built up upon. When I said
I
that,
think
I would.
it's a
it was-
higher achievement.
It was more of a joke to me when I said that. But when I think about it like this, like the Phillies that year, the Phillies have been a second half team the last few years.
Mm.
If you look at our first half numbers versus our second half numbers, they are so much better. So that pandemic year, maybe we would have won the World Series if the season was full length, if you gave us more games. But the season was only like 60 games. We didn't get to see the full potential of our team.
Mm-hmm.
Other teams weren't at full potential either. Not that it was a cakewalk because they were in the same situation,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say they should be built up upon, but I definitely don't think they should be looked down upon. When I said I was joking, I think it's just another year at this point. They should just be flat across.
Gotcha. All right, you good to go into NFL?
Nah, I just want one more thing to say.
Okay.
Anyone that was a Trey Turner hater, please, him. I never hated on Trey Turner. You can ask him.
Yeah, that's true.
I would get in arguments with him anytime Turner would come up and he'd say he sucks.
And then he'd strike out.
What happened though?
He came back, yeah.
And now people are acting like he's God.
But he isn't.
I was loving him since day one, and I never stopped. Trey, if you see this video, bring me to a game.
Can I come to
I won't dump water on you. I won't interview you. I know you don't like that stuff. But I will make you laugh and smile. That's my promise to Trey.
You sound like Rob.
Let's move on to the
You
NFL.
sound like Rob McElhenney when he writes, "Dear Chase." I can call you Chase, right?
Dear Trey. I can call you Trey, right?
All right. Let's go into Let's go into the NFL. Starting off,
A lot of games.
yeah, we're gonna just go through all the games, our predictions for the games, and at the end we're going to say what we think the game of the week will be, the player of the week, and Mason's gonna go throw out some betting tips.
Oof. Now, guys, I will be
Trust
honest.
Mason, what's your money?
I will be honest. Sports betting career, I'm up. I started with $1. You know, I didn't want to throw out too much money. I started with $1. My account's now at $82,
I'm
and I've
actually at 26
and
myself.
I've
as
cashed
well.
out $100 2 times, so I'm actually up like $280. So, but don't trust me. This is not real gambling advice. This is just Mason's advice.
Yeah.
So if you can flip it sideways so I can just see a little bit better. I'm a little bit of a blind bear.
Okay, so first game, Lions versus the Chiefs. What are you thinking about that one?
All right, now
This is self-explanatory.
yeah, this is going to be self-explanatory. The Chiefs are the best team in the league, through and through. If this was like a Week 8, Week 9 game, I would give the Lions a better chance. You know, that's one of those games that is like kind of a fluke game when you play one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
Not that the Lions are. I think the Lions are a playoff team this year. I think they win their division easy. But Week 1, the Chiefs are going to come out ready, and it's just going to be too much to handle for the Lions. So
Okay.
give me Chiefs to win easy on that.
Okay. Bengals versus Browns.
Now this one's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's a divisional matchup, so those could go either way. But the Browns just, through the preseason, I know I say this a lot, it's only preseason,
Yeah.
but Deshaun Watson looked horrible. He fumbled the ball twice on just simple handoffs. So I'm going to take the Bengals here, even though it's a
Okay.
divisional game at home. I think that the Bengals are just going to come out ready.
I don't
That's
think.
That's if Joe Burrow is healthy.
Yeah.
He's coming back from injury, so hopefully.
Yeah, we saw
he'll play.
that last episode that he is going to be good for week 1.
Yeah, well, he just came back to practice yesterday, I believe, the 30th.
Mhm.
So how ready will he
Yeah,
be is
how
more the
ready.
question than is he going to play? Because he's obviously going to play.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. Bengals are definitely
Yeah.
way better team. Okay, Texans versus the Ravens.
Super self-explanatory.
Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens are going to easily win this, cover the spread, I'd say. The Texans are just such a young team, and I think are rated like either the second or third worst roster in the league.
Who's first?
Um,
Browns?
No, I think the Colts have the official worst roster. But it's going to be exciting to see C.J. Stroud play his first NFL game
Okay.
because he was named the starter. So that's exciting for him.
Okay, next game is the Bucks versus the Vikings.
Like Bucks Vikings. Ooh.
Good
Both
one.
teams that aren't great, if we're being honest. The Vikings have Justin Jefferson, and they got Kirk Cousins who can throw on the ball. They lost Dalvin Cook. They lost Adam Thielen. So that's going to be a good game. I do like Baker Mayfield. I've always been high on Baker Mayfield. Even when he was in Cleveland, I think he got way too much hate.
I'm
So-
not big on football, and I actually do like Baker Mayfield.
So,
I've seen
I'm
some
gonna-
stuff about him.
I'm going to take the Bucks in this one
Wow.
over the Vikings. I think that Baker Mayfield is going to prove himself this year, and I think he's gonna win the Bucks in football games.
Okay.
Starting it off in Week 1.
Panthers Falcons.
This is going to be a really good game.
Okay.
Divisional game. This might be our game of the week.
Okay.
Divisional games, but both teams that aren't great. Neither team I think is going to win their division, but I think it's going to be a back and forth, scrappy game. The Panthers just went out and they got some good pieces. They got their quarterback of the future. I don't think he's starting Week 1.
I'm not sure.
Excuse me. I think Kyle Pitts is going to really show himself this year for the Falcons, though.
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers just got Miles Sanders. So I think it's going to be a back and forth game.
Who takes that one? Though?
Give me the Falcons.
Okay.
I think it's going to be really close. That could be a toss-up. That's a game that I would avoid betting on if
Okay.
you can, because it's going to be just too close to a game.
All right, next one: Commanders versus the Cardinals. Is that another hard one?
Yeah, this is another tough one. Cardinals have been dog recently, but the Commanders have also been trash recently. They did just get new owners to try to change morale around in there. They just named Sam Howell as their starting quarterback. I think that things are more well put together
Yeah.
in Washington right now than in Arizona. So for that reason alone, I'll take the Commanders.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be a good game.
Gotcha. I think I can see where this one's going. Jaguars versus the Colts.
Like I said a few minutes ago, the Colts are rated as the worst roster in the league. But this is a divisional game. And you're going to hear me say it a lot. Any divisional game could go either way. It's just too hard to pick and choose who's going to win certain games. But I'm comfortable saying the Jaguars win this one.
Okay, I have a question about this one. So you're the Colts,
Yeah.
and you just get rated the worst roster of the year or of
The NFL.
the NFL. How does that affect your mindset going into the season, and what do you do to, say, try and prove people wrong and be successful this year?
Now, this might be a little bit cringe, I guess, when I say it, but one of our favorite shows, Jack, Ted Lasso,
Yeah.
they were rated to finish last in the league and get relegated. It's just a bunch of poop. If they actually want to put together a winning team, the players in the locker room have to learn how to play as a team. They can't think about individual stats. They have to play their heart out every snap, every down to have a chance to win football games. But genuinely, like Jamie Tart said, it's just a bunch of poop. And they can't think about what the outside is saying because only they know what's happening on the inside.
Okay. Next game is the 49ers versus the Steelers. That's got to be a good one, right?
I don't like Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to be good enough for the Steelers this year or next year or the year after that. I don't like Najee Harris.
So you think he's the wrong man for the job? Is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
I just don't think he's the right guy. But I was wrong about quarterbacks before. I said that.
As we saw in the TikTok comments.
Yeah, listen. I think Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback.
Not that one, Derek Carr.
Oh, when we get there,
Okay.
you'll see my opinion has not changed. I like the 49ers. I think Brock Purdy is decent, but I think that the 49ers just have such a good team around him. So I think they're gonna win some games this year. Maybe go back to the playoffs. Hopefully.
Okay. Titans Saints.
Titans Saints. This one's exciting. My boy Derek Carr on the Saints at home, first game versus the Titans, who have a young quarterback under center. They just went out and got DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers. They have Derrick Henry coming back from injury, one of the best running backs. Or is he still? Running backs, when they get hurt, usually start falling apart very quickly. You hate to see it, but that's just how the NFL works. Michael Thomas is back for the Saints, though.
Yeah.
They've added a few pieces around him. Upset alert. I'm pretty sure that the Titans are favored. Upset alert. Give me the Saints.
Okay.
Give me the Saints. Derek Carr, I think, is going to go out there and throw like 250 passing yards first game as a Saint. And that's really not me hyping him up too much. Like 250 yards is not a ton in this league anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm confident in him.
Okay. Next one we have the Raiders versus the Broncos.
The Raiders are just not put together too well right now, I don't think. Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't think, is the right answer. Because I just don't think they have the right roster around him. I will say that Jimmy Garoppolo's winning percentage, if you look at him as a starter, has one of the highest winning percentages of all time. He does not lose a lot of games. But this Broncos team, I think this year they'll really prove themselves. And I think they're better than a lot of people think. I believe that Russell Wilson's going to come out and prove himself this year. He had a down year last year, but a lot of players have down years their first year on a new team. So give me the Broncos.
Okay. Eagles versus the Patriots. That's a huge one to start the first week.
I think it's pretty obvious that the Eagles should win this game.
But it's still, just huge as in the rivalry.
Yeah, the Bill Belichick, I don't know what he's cooking up. They released Bailey Zappi, who a lot of people thought would be fighting for the starting job. They are putting their trust in Mac Jones. which did not work out too well last time we played. But yeah, I think the Eagles take this one easily, I hope. But I wouldn't be too surprised to see an upset because that guy, Bill Belichick, knows how to coach football games and knows how to win them.
Okay. Rams versus the Seahawks.
This one, again, another divisional game. Give me the Seahawks.
Okay.
The Rams, Cooper Kupp just got hurt today. He's day-to-day now. If you asked me this yesterday, I might have said the Rams. But at home, give me the Seahawks over the Rams.
Dolphins versus the Chargers.
This, again, is going to be a great game. Oof. I love Justin Herbert.
You ranked him as your 4th best quarterback, right?
Dude, I don't remember. That was a while ago.
I think I'm right on that.
If I'm being honest, guys, I don't remember who I picked number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5. Other than Derek Carr, that's my boy.
I actually remember your list.
No, I do too. Give me the Chargers to win this game.
Okay.
Just at home, I think that playing in front of their 7 fans is going to bring a lot of hope to this team.
That's messed up.
Dude, if you look it up, they have the worst attendance rating. There was a joke that Phillip Rivers, their old quarterback, their only fans were his kids because he has 17 kids.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's up to 17 now. I could be wrong. Yeah, give me the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert's amazing. Keenan Allen's great. They have a good running back core.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's gonna be close, but give me the Chargers.
Packers versus the Bears.
The Bears. I think Justin Fields is gonna come out and win this game. The Packers, I don't think are a great team.
Okay.
Jordan Love, I don't think is the answer. I don't think he's a good quarterback for them. And they got rid of Devontae Adams a couple seasons ago. They went out and tried to get Jonathan Taylor from the Colts, one of the best running backs in the league. They weren't able to get a deal done. So they don't have any pieces to me to go out and win football games. So give me the Bears.
Gotcha. All right. Cowboys versus the Giants.
Now, these last 2 games that you asked me also have potential to be the game of the week. Cowboys-Giants, big divisional matchup. If you ask an Eagles fan, their least favorite team is the Cowboys. If you ask a Giants fan, their least favorite team is the Eagles. And if you ask a Cowboys fan, their least favorite team is the Giants.
Uh-huh.
So this is a really big game. They hate each other a lot. This is a tough one. The Giants went out and got Darren Waller. The Cowboys made some signings. I don't think the Cowboys made any significant signings that are going to affect their team too much. They were both of them were playoff teams last year. This is going to be a really good game. Week 1 at home. I will take the Giants, specifically because they're at home and it's week 1. The crowd should be electric for a divisional game. Yeah, give me the Cowboys. Give me the Giants over the Cowboys. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, this next one is my personal pick for match of the week.
Game of the week.
Game of the week, whatever.
We don't call it a match. We're not playing soccer right now.
All right, game of the week. My pick: Bills versus Jets. What do you think? Who is going to take that one?
I think it's going to be the Bills. I have so much faith in Josh Allen. I think that he's a top 2 quarterback in the league. Top 3 at worst. And I think this is their prove it year. Their championship window started here, and now it's here. This is their year. If they're going to win a championship, it has to be this year.
Okay.
And I think that they're going to go out and just have that energy that you need to win a championship. They're going to play every down this year. It's the last snap of the AFC conference game to go to the World Series. Not the World. I'm having quite the night to go to the Super Bowl. So give me the Bills.
So is that you openly saying you think that the Bills could win the Super Bowl this year? Or
No, I definitely think they have enough talent to. I don't know if they will, but I think they could.
Okay.
And I think any of the past 3 years they could have. I think they've gotten unlucky against the Chiefs because that team's just so damn good. 13 seconds, and Mahomes said that you gave him too much time. But yeah, give me the Bills to start out week 1.
Okay.
Um,
So your game of the week this week.
I'll go Giants. I'll go Giants Cowboys.
Okay.
Maybe that's a little biased because it's an NFC East team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2 NFC East teams, but I think they're just so evenly matched that I think it could go either way. And I think whoever wins that game is definitely gonna. I think whoever wins that game, it's gonna be quite obvious after the game if they have potential to make the playoffs, because those divisional games you see players playing at their best. So yeah, give me the Bills. Oh my gosh. Give me the Giants Cowboys game as the game of the week.
Okay.
Cool.
So, who do you think your player of the week will be?
Player of the week offensively for me is going to be Josh Allen.
Okay. I like that pick.
Defensively, I think that the Eagles are going to play really good defensively against the Pats.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to go Darius Slay from the Eagles.
Okay.
I'm hoping for 2 interceptions. You know, four deflect passes, 2 tackles. You know, something light.
Yeah, I got you.
Just a good day of work and get home and go to sleep. Basically it.
Okay. Any last final betting tips for this week? Any games that people should maybe specifically bet on to up their money?
All right, so
You can take a look at the games if you want.
yeah, I'll take a better look at these just so I can have them fresh in my mind.
Don't say I'm wrong again.
I'm hoping not. That'll mess some people up. So I think the Eagles are a safe bet. I would definitely, if you're doing a parlay, I would take the Eagles. I would take the Seahawks. I would definitely take the Bengals in there and the Chiefs. So that's a 4-game parlay. All of the teams that I just listed are going to be favored to win. So you're not going to increase your money by too much, but it gives you a good chance to win.
Any risky bets you think people should take?
Now, I did call an upset. I did say I think that the Saints will beat the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be my upset of the week. That's one that you throw some money down, and that's where you're going to win a little bit more, especially if you pair it in that parlay that I just named.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some personal bets. I would take the over on total yards for Jalen Hurts. I think, a full year with A.J. Brown, he's going to be even better this year.
Gotcha.
And he's going to be running the ball a lot. So give me the over on total yards for him. And a game that's going to be really low scoring is probably going to be that Packers versus Bears game. So if you want to take the under on points, I think that would be a safe bet as well.
Nice.
And if you guys win money, I recommend just rebetting the money that you won so that you don't have to take any money out. And then once you get to a certain amount, withdraw some and leave some in, and you can just rebet with that. Just so you don't have to keep risking losing money by putting more and more money into the game.
Yeah.
So those are my the ones I'm personally betting on probably.
Yep.
If I decide that I don't want to be a degenerate loser. That's it though. Anything else we want to talk about for today?
Nope. All good.
All right, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too, kinda.
I'm gonna go to sleep after this.
Probably me too, honestly.
I gotta be at work at like 5 a.m. now. So I can go to dinner with you and your mom hopefully
When?
tomorrow
Okay.
if we go, because I might be getting my shift.
Your shift?
My shift switched. You guys can tell I'm tired. Thank you guys for watching episode 10. I had fun.
Yep.
I'm exhausted.
This
I need some sleep.
episode was Game Changers.
Game changers. Oh, who's your biggest game changer?
Of what?
Just in the NFL this week. Who do you think the biggest game changer is going to be? Like, player of the week and game changer to me are different. Like, for me, the game changer of the week would probably be DeAndre
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. I like that. I do like that a lot. Because even if he's not catching passes, he's getting double teamed the entire game. So I like that pick. So thank you guys for watching episode 10, Game Changers. We're going to get some sleep. You guys are probably going to see this episode Saturday.
Yeah.
The 2nd, which is also the day Penn State plays, which we're about to beat West Virginia by 20. We are Penn State. Good night.
Yeah, bitch so bad I wanna shoot like hoops.